£19 million. It has a capacity of 42,000. Hello and welcome to Sunderland's Stadium of Light, the 12th new football arena to be built in the past decade, and by far the biggest. There's a night of celebration here to mark the official opening, culminating in a match between Ajax, 4 times the European champions, and Peter Reid's Sunderland. It's the start of what everyone here hopes will be an exciting chapter in the history of this famous North-East club, which completed a short number in most.
Roker Park was Sunderland's home for the past 99 years. Opened in 1898, it hosted some magnificent matches and some huge crowds, particularly in the 1930s, when a record 75,000 turned up for an FA Cup tie against Derby. But 7 years ago, plans for a brand new ground were drawn up, and in the past 12 months, the site of Wearmouth Colliery has been transformed into the Stadium of Light. While just up the road, after an emotional farewell, the lights went out for the last time at Roker Park. It was something of a race against time to ensure that the new stadium was ready for its grand opening. Building work continued until the last possible moment before a temporary safety permit was issued. But the deadline was met, and we can now take a closer look inside with our reporter Alan Bentley.
Right, we're in the imposing west stand of Sunderland's fabulous new home, the Stadium of Light, and it really is light years away from old Roker Park. We're going to do our Lloyd Grossman bit now and show you some of the features of the stadium, and where better than to start than the home dressing room. Although, to be honest, you wouldn't guess it, no tag up on the door yet. So if you follow me, walk this way, and not surprisingly, all decked out in red and white, and all very nice. Now, some big advantages to these dressing rooms: they are below ground level, so that means they're much bigger perhaps than you'd find in many grounds. No tags, no pegs yet, all done out in very nice individual lockers. I wonder who's going to get what. And another big advantage for the home side, the away dressing room doesn't have one of these incidentally, is that there is this sort of warm-up facility where Peter Reid can bring the boys just prior to them going out on the pitch. And when it's ready, as you can see, we're not there yet, although if you'd been here a couple of months ago, you'd be astonished that we've made so much progress. But Peter Reid will be giving last-minute instructions out to the players in here before they do go out onto the pitch. Will that make a difference, I wonder? Come on, we'll go through this way again. All very nice, red and white as we said, and all very high-tech, all very light and airy. We'll go now through to the shower facilities. On our right, we have a very nice shower room. No plunge baths, incidentally, in the modern stadium. And this tiling was only just completed a couple of hours ago. It really has been a race against time. And then through here, we now have 4 individual baths, no plunge bath, as I say, and the away dressing room very much a mirror image, this time done out in blue. We're in the sports theme bar now, just about to enter it, where they've tried to preserve many of the old features of Roker Park, including, as you'll see, some of the old turnstiles themselves. This really is a treasure trove for Sunderland fans. All sorts of shirts and memorabilia decked around the walls. I can see even Bradford Park Avenue up there, West Brom, 1 or 2 others as well. And if we swing round, see Oxford, Manchester City. But above me now, there's a Liverpool shirt. Now, Liverpool play a very important part in Sunderland's history. They played in the very first and the very final game at Roker Park itself. Moving along still further, the Newcastle shirt, we'll leave that one for now, won't mention that one. We have the clock from the clock stand. What an old timepiece that is, wrong time mind you. And over this side now, we have all sorts of cuttings from Sunderland's glorious history. You can see there the Sports Echo, Sunderland going up. Let's hope it's not too long before we see another one of those. We'll carry on our travels. Shamrock Rovers AFC, nice pennant from them. Now if we can try and look up towards the ceiling, I don't know if we can pick this one out, but up above us now we have the wheelbarrow which used to bring the programmes to Roker Park all those years ago. Also up there the letters which said welcome to Sunderland, welcome to Roker Park, and we have the old corrugated tin roof as well, as they tried to preserve, as I said, as many of the old features from Roker Park as they could. We'll carry on walking. I can just tell you, facilities here for 1,200 parking spaces for 250 disabled spectators. We also have 54 executive boxes, all hidden within this west stand. And as 1 or 2 spectators start to come in, I think it's about time that I had a drink, so we'll leave it at that for now. Well, we're out now on the pitch and continuing the theme of maintaining the tradition of Roker Park. I don't know if you can see this, but there are 2 areas of turf taken from Roker Park itself on which the ashes of so many devoted fans were sprinkled. As for the new playing surface, well, it really will rival the best. All sorts of high-tech wizardry here. There's 25 miles of undersoil heating, and would you believe, just below the surface of the grass, there are sensors which not only trigger that undersoil heating, but also, wait for it, they'll ring the groundsman if it does get too cold. Astonishing stuff. But you have to say that unless Sunderland do build a team that can really do this stadium justice, then in all honesty, it won't matter one jot.
Well, the supporters had to swallow the bitter pill of relegation last season, but 42,000 of them couldn't wait to take up their new seats in their new home and usher in a new era. The name of the ground hasn't met with universal approval, but the stadium itself has impressed everybody and received a suitable baptism.
And the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be amongst you all this night and well into the future. Amen.
The man who's masterminded the development of the new stadium is Sunderland's chairman, Bob Murray.
Well, it's been a long, hard slog, Bob, but you're finally here.
Yeah, 7 years it's taken, exactly. But we're here, and we're here in style. It's brilliant.
Was there any moments of doubt in your mind?
No, it's been hard to do it. It's not the easiest job in the world. You know, maybe the planning laws could be a bit more helpful to big city clubs, I think, that need a bit of help now and then in doing it. Because it's all about safety and the future prosperity of the city. No, it's been a hard road, but I've really enjoyed it.
Is it fair to say the memory of Roker Park will never go away, though?
Roker Park's had 100 years. The first 50 were pretty good. The last 50 weren't so sparkling. So really, we're trying to emulate the first 50 years of Roker Park here. And we really want the stadium to be a platform, a stage for the club. And we must get back in the Premier League. The Premier League's the only place to be. And when we get there this time with this stage, surely we'll not go down again.
Promotion may be the overriding ambition come the new season, but for the moment at least there's no pressure, simply a chance to celebrate, and there was no shortage on the entertainment front. A number of artists on view. Some with more conventional skills than others. And it all added to the party atmosphere as the crowd waited patiently for the finale, the arrival of one of the great rock and roll bands of all time.
They are Francis Rossi, Rick Parfitt, Andrew Bold, John Rhino Edwards, and Jeff Rich. Sunderland status quo!
Rick Parfitt performing for the first time since his heart bypass operation. He was in good voice, so too the supporters, and likewise our commentators for the match itself, Alan Brazil, and first of all, Rod Hawthorne.
Well, the ground has been blessed. Status quo have performed, but now the crowd hushed in anticipation of the arrival of the two teams. And here they come into a cauldron of an atmosphere led by referee Jeff Winter. Well, the Roker Roar was part of football folklore, and we wondered if it could ever be recaptured at the new stadium. But the early indications are that the Sunderland Stadium of Lights is going to be just as much of a hotbed. The price of progress that Sunderland had to leave their old home, but they've moved to more modern accommodation, and the ground is absolutely packed out. You may say that pre-season friendlies are meaningless, but no question that every Sunderland devotee wanted to be here as part of this big occasion. Over 40,000, the game a complete sellout, and bathed in late July sunshine as the crowd here settle down to enjoy the atmosphere and hopefully a game to mark the occasion. And we'll have the match for you. It comes up after this short break. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the two teams for tonight. And Sunderland's includes 7 of the players who figured in the last league match at Roker Park 88 days ago. Andy Melville and Martin Scott, who suffered injuries at the end of last season, are 2 of the exceptions. The others are new signings: Lee Clark, after his move from Newcastle to become Sunderland's record signing, and Kevin Phillips, who scored his first goal for the club in their last friendly, a 1-0 win at Macclesfield. Well, it'll be a great fillip for Sunderland if they can beat an Ajax team that defeated Newcastle 3-0 in the Umbro Trophy on Sunday. A number of the players who started that game start again tonight. The De Boer twins, part of the fabric of Ajax, and Michael Laudrup amongst them. Veteran Danny Blind at number 3 is recalled, and there's a starting place for number 14, Danny, who will be remembered by West Ham fans, and number 8, Richard Vichka, who had a brief spell at Blackburn.
Well, it's all set up for a beautiful party tonight, Rob. But I look at this Ajax side, and it's absolutely sheer class. They're hurting last season. They gave up the championship to PSV, and believe me, they are looking to bounce straight back. Laudrup, great player. Danny, looking forward to see him. And the De Boer twins, top class, absolutely out the top draw.
And in this new stadium, another new player alongside Kevin Phillips, familiar to Newcastle fans with whom he played in Europe in 2 of the last 3 seasons, Lee Clark.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I hope for Lee's point of view that he starts the season off well. There's fierce rivalry up here, obviously between Sunderland and Newcastle. And being an ex-Mag, well, he'll be wanting to start the season very, very well. And tonight is a golden opportunity for Lee Clark, because he's playing against top-class opposition.
Well, the noise here is absolutely phenomenal. Players can score directly from the kick-off this season. I wonder if either Kevin Phillips or Niall Quinn will be tempted to have a go just to christen the new stadium in spectacular fashion. Doesn't look that way from their body language.
I think Niall could head the ball that far, but not kick it that far.
And Sunderland's Stadium of Light is officially opened with the first match here kicking off. It's Sunderland's 7th home, and they hope that there'll be light at the end of this season with a return to the Premiership after the darkness of relegation at the end of the last campaign.
I think the Ajax players, Rob, this is no friendly. You can't play a friendly with 42,000 people screaming. Desperate for early success here at the Stadium of Light.
Here's Michael Laudrup, and this is Danny, the former West Ham player. Danny Blind. And the distinctive figure on the right-hand side of defence, Mario Melchiot.
You mentioned Danny Blind earlier. I can't believe he's still playing, Rob. I used to play against him in the Amsterdam tournaments. What has he done right that I done wrong?
Must be a veteran then if you still played against him.
Yeah, he's an excellent player, kept in good shape, good sweeper.
This is Frank de Boer. Number 8, Richard Vichka. This is Michael Laudrup, who's had a bit of an injury problem in his time in England. There was a slight doubt for tonight's game, but he was looking there for Babangida, who's going to be a particular threat to Sunderland on the right-hand side, a real pacey winger.
It'll be interesting. This Ajax side, tremendous movement, early passes. They don't take too many touches. They like to play it first time. I'm just wondering how Sunderland will cope with the movement, their pace, and a lovely touch on the ball.
Niall Quinn. Stop too short for Gray. Ronald de Boer's there.
Yeah, lovely player. Loved him in Euro 96. It was all about English football. He's played enough times against English players.
The Boer twins, really great examples of the Ajax ethic of bringing young players through. The Boers have been the exception though in recent times, because so many of them have moved on elsewhere. And they really have found themselves as a nursery club for other bigger clubs in Europe. That's Ronald de Boer looking for this danger man, Babangida. And Martin Scott, who's only just back in action after a persistent groin injury, is going to have his work cut out tonight, and he's certainly left his calling card there with Babangida.
Yeah, I thought Babangida for sure was offside there. The linesman wasn't really up with play. But Martin Scott wasting no time at all here. Whack, couldn't get the ball, and he could be in for a rough old night. But Martin Scott's a player I like.
It's Danny's free kick, and it's well claimed by Lionel Perez, who's facing a challenge to his status as Sunderland's #1 goalkeeper from a Dutchman this season. Edwin Zottebaer on the bench.
Yeah, it's a deep cross to the far post, but Perez has a good eye, and that's a good early catch.
Who's the goalkeeper, newly blonded for the forthcoming campaign. Here's Darren Williams. Certainly will be a tremendous start in before the season has begun in earnest if Sunderland can beat an Ajax team who destroyed Newcastle in the final 13 minutes of the Umbro International third-place playoff. This is Phillips. Williams looking for the aerial power of Quinn. The goalkeeper couldn't get it, and it's turned in by Kevin Ball. What a start for the captain. No, it's not going to count. He thought he got the first goal at the new stadium, only to see Jeff Winter chalk it off.
Well, I thought the referee was allowing that. I think he maybe just changed his mind. He'll correct us later, but it's a lovely high looping ball, and who's there? Quinn. Out comes the keeper. Well, I think the keeper's dropped that, and I thought that was a goal. I just wonder if the referee, Jeff Winter, has changed his mind here. Quinn towers above the defender. The keeper certainly drops it. Ball's on hand. He thought he'd scored the first one.
Kevin Ball's joy was short-lived. Jeff Winter ruling out what Ball thought was a perfectly good goal. Well, left by Sebon for Babangida. This is Danny. Excellent work from Danny. Superb run.
Well, I just wonder, Rob, did he try the chip there? Superb play there from the Portuguese star, Danny. Lovely, nimble footwork. And in the end, it looked as if he tried to chip Perez, but I'm not so sure. I think he tried. He just couldn't get his foot round it.
Williams. Oh, he's nutmegged Laudrup. Beyond Phillips, but Gray's coming in.
Yeah, good stuff. Michael Gray arriving late at the far post. Couldn't quite keep the ball down. I think the angle was too acute, but what a nice run from Darren Williams. And he's certainly not scared about the reputation of Michael Laudrup here. Just nicks it past him, beautiful. Now tries to whip it across the goal, maybe a bit high, but Gray arrives, but can't get it back across.
Gray, a real danger coming in from that sort of angle. He actually got the club's first goal in the Premiership last season against Nottingham Forest. Sunderland won 4-1 on the opening day of the campaign, but the season didn't end too happily for either club. This is Kevin Ball, Quinn in the box, and he just couldn't get the touch it needed.
Well, that was super play there again from Sunderland, and they're putting Ajax under the cosh now.
Here's Bracewell. He was claiming the corner, but the goal kick given.
Certainly the best chance of the match, and Big Niall knows he should have scored. But once again, ball getting forward. It was good play from Phillips, because he fought the ball back off De Boer. Ball turns up unexpected, but this is a glorious chance. Deflected, yes, but Niall couldn't get the right foot to it.
I wonder just how much that deflection knocked him out of his stride. Lind to Sebon. Danny Blind. Looking for Danny. Crucial header away that by Melville. Bracewell, tackled by Sebon. This is Laudrup, Babangida is in the box. Danny is waiting at the edge, so too is Sebon. Good skill again from Laudrup.
Superb play from Laudrup again. That's what he likes to get defenders. He has them on toast. But watch this, a little shimmy of the hips, see you later. And watch this for a cross with the outside of the right foot, looking for the height of Sebon.
33 years of age, Michael Laudrup, but that maturity of years doesn't show sometimes in the energy he displays.
If that was in England, someone would say, why didn't you cross with your left foot?
Wicked corner that Perez handling this time is up to the task. And don't forget, the Scottish football season kicks into life this weekend. It's live on Sky Sports 1 with Celtic's opening game against Hibernian on Sunday at 12 noon from Sky Sports 1. Now the referee has penalised Lionel Perez for holding on to the ball for too long. Now there's this instruction to referees this season where the goalkeeper isn't supposed to hold on to it for longer than around 6 seconds, and Jeff Winter has punished Perez for disobeying that instruction. And a free kick here in a really dangerous position for Ajax, certainly with Laudrup over the ball, certainly with Danny there, and Vitschke and Olasey are there to offer advice to. The Sunderland fans aren't happy about it. This is real danger, this is really ominous for Sunderland, and what on earth was Orr doing there? He's claiming that the ball was touched.
I tell you what he's doing, he's saying, ref, give me a yellow. That's what he's saying. Well, no one's touched it, have they? maybe he's trying to hit the ref with the ball.
Olasey, and it's blocked. Babangida, and that one's blocked too by Kevin Phillips. Here's Sebon, still the danger not over, but they have won a corner. Controversy then in the pre-season friendly, and I think it's because it's a friendly that Richard Orr didn't go into the book for his actions.
Oh, I'm pretty certain, Rob. He decides there that the referee saying, oh, I've got to abide by the law, and it's his first game this season.
Here's Danny with the corner, Olasey going for it, and Perez somehow managing to just get it away. And here's the opportunity of a break on for Kevin Phillips. Played back by Danny Blind.
That was quite incredible, wasn't it? And we're going to see this, aren't we? You know, Jeff Winter deciding, no, I'm sorry, you can't do that, Perez.
Well, after the recent introduction of the back pass law, life is certainly being made more and more uncomfortable for goalkeepers this season. Not only this instruction about how long they should hold on to the ball, but they can't pick up throw-ins back to them anymore.
Where I think it's going to be difficult, Rob, is when a goalkeeper makes a flying save and has to bounce up quickly and get rid of it.
Here's Laudrup. More work for Perez to do here, perhaps, but he's there well ahead of Danny. Bracewell. Vitschke. Danny Blind. And the challenge on Danny leads to a free kick.
Danny having a little smile there, but I don't know, I thought it was a bit of a challenge. I thought he got the ball first.
Plenty of deliberations over the taking of this free kick. Time running out in this first half for Ajax. 7 minutes to go to the end of the first 45. And there's a good firm hit by Frank de Boer.
Yeah, he can hit them, de Boer, can't he? Kept it low. Perez was scurrying across his left-hand side, but I just wonder, did he hold on to this or not for 6 seconds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, the referee's made the decision. And in the free kick, well, Sunderland maybe a let-off. It's never easy to score because people are always going to charge the ball down. But huge relief around the Stadium of Light when the ball actually eventually goes out for a corner. Well done, well done, Winter.
Don't forget that Sunday Scottish football is part of a double bill for you on Sky Sports 1, because Manchester United against Chelsea in the Charity Shield follows at 2:30, and then on Monday it's back to Scotland for Rangers' opening game of their campaign for 10 in a row, and their season starts against Hearts.
Very difficult for refs, Rob, and I'm sure once the Football League starts, we're going to see this week after week. It's a difficult decision for refs.
Danny's cross, and Perez has certainly had his warning and is releasing the ball a lot quicker now. Abangida looking to make the breakthrough for Ajax, and Sibon almost given an opportunity. Laudrup is, and it's just wide.
Yeah, Michael Laudrup, golden opportunity. Tried to be maybe a touch too clever on the right foot, could have blasted it. Ball given away here. Laudrup can't believe his luck. He sees Perez left-hand post wide open, and that's perhaps a little bit unlucky.
Ball staying in the penalty area with Quinn and Phillips. Gray hoping to provide for them, but being forced back.
And good pressing from Ajax.
And there goes the half-time whistle, so no score, even though Kevin Ball thought that he'd got the first goal at the Sunderland new Stadium of Light. He did have the ball in the back of the net just 5 minutes into the game, but Quinn's challenge here was judged illegal, and Ball's joy, having delivered the ball into the back of the net, was short-lived as Jeff Winter ruled it out. Niall Quinn did almost open the scoring, but the deflection completely deceived him. And then Michael Laudrup had an opportunity for Ajax right near the end of the first half, and that was just off the mark. So at half-time, Sunderland 0, Ajax 0, and the second half coming up after the break. Welcome back, and for this second half, Sunderland have made 3 changes, including one in goal, where Edwin Zutterbeier, a Dutchman, comes on to face his fellow countryman. He replaces Lionel Perez at half-time, and 2 outfield substitutes as well, because on are coming Michael Bridges, nearest to the camera, and Alan Johnston, number 13. Off go Kevin Phillips and Paul Bracewell. The most significant change that you will have noticed is the strip. This is the new 3rd strip for Sunderland, which they're unveiling this season. And Ajax have also changed their outfits in their more traditionally recognisable red and white. So off we go with the second half. No score at half-time, and no changes made in personnel by the Ajax coach, the Dane Morten Olsen. Referee Jeff Winter at the centre of much of the controversy in the first half. We'll get the second underway. Early touch for Mekliot and Sunday Olasey. An immediate breakdown of possession just 15 seconds into the second half. Bridges, the new man, looking for this ball from Quinn, and Gray coming in to follow it up. Bridges, Mekliot blocks it, and the goalkeeper pounces.
Very unlucky from Bridges, and since he's come on, Rob, this fella's a live wire. Loves to play in centre-half shoulders, wants the ball in behind him to use his pace. And that was so nearly the opener. Gray again coming in, doing his job well. Gray maybe hesitated slightly, tries to drive it across, And that's a little bit unlucky. Bridges with a backflip.
Here's Babangida. Now Danny, who's cropped up in space. And it hit Darren Williams and goes behind for a corner.
The more I see this guy, Rob, the more I like. Holds his head. I thought he was going to go for a little chip, but deciding, no, I'm going to whack this. But once again, it's a nice build-up from Ajax. They're now beginning to open up the Sunderland defence. Danny, plenty time, but good defending from Williams.
Well, Danny's effort was set up by Babangida, and that is going to be his last contribution to this match, because he's being substituted, and on in his place is coming 26-year-old Dean Gore, newcomer from FC Groningen, who's played at another of the big three clubs in Holland. He used to be at Feyenoord. Vitschke. The offside flag is up, although Jeff Winter hasn't seen it yet. The assistant has kept the flag raised, and Jeff Winter, having noticed it now, draws play back. Well, it was a substitution against Newcastle that turned things around and started the goal flow for Ajax at the weekend. I wonder if the new man Gore can provide a source of inspiration. Meantime, Sunderland themselves are plotting changes. But what's this? It's aimed towards Quinn. There's Melchiot with the header away. Number 11, Laudrup. Danny pushing up ahead. He's starting to turn up in dangerous positions. Oh, and Sunderland almost found that out to their cost. Just wide.
Yeah, wonderful again. And this kid's having a stormer. Yeah, he's had 2 chances in almost 2 minutes. Could have been 2-0. But watch this pass from Laudrup again. Danny gives him the option. Great run, but look at this for inch perfect. And surely Danny should have scored. Good goalkeeping though. Zotabaya came out and narrowed the angle. But surely, after a delightful ball from Laudrup, it should have been 1-0. Sunderland now have got to somehow get forward, even if it means a few long balls. They've got to get Ajax on the back foot.
Here comes Alex Ray, looking for Quinn. Well, they were struggling to get there, but in the end, Van der Sar did.
Yeah, that was a rare attack, wasn't it? Quinn suddenly thought, aye, you know, I'm going to get a touch of the ball here. Good ball from Ray. Doesn't even look up. He knows we'll get 2 against 1, but good goalkeeping from Van der Sar. Ray just pings it across the goal, but look at the goalkeeper getting down smartly.
Here's Ray again.
I think he's a good player, Rob, Alex Ray. I'll be surprised if Peter Reid doesn't start with him.
Well, it looked like there was a door open to him to the Premiership. And the speculation around Wearside is that deal with Crystal Palace isn't necessarily dead. So he may well end up playing in the top flight in the forthcoming season.
Once again, see, come on, out you come and get the ball. Trying to just prize in behind the Sunderland defence.
Danny.
I think he's been the biggest threat, Rob, this fella here. Tricky little ball player, lovely balance and skill. Perhaps could have had a couple of goals tonight, but not scared, as we've seen earlier, to have a strike on goal.
Here's Lee Clark. Quinn. Setting Bridges off on a chase. Kibor tidying up. Lind.
Good applause from the crowd here. I think they acknowledge the Dutch skill factor, how accomplished they are on the ball. I was watching them early on, Rob, before the game started, keeping the ball up in the circle. They never dropped it once. Great skill factor.
One more Johnson on his arrival decided he was going to keep up the traditions. For Ajax is good quality football, and even though to an extent they've had the heart ripped out of the team again, with Overmars going to Arsenal and Kluivert and Bogar going to Milan, they've brought in some good newcomers. Possibility of a real break on here. This is Alan Johnston. Clark taking over. Williams, Clark, Quinn, and a real opening here for Johnston, and well blocked by Blind.
Yeah, great defending. We talk about skill factors, but the Dutch can also defend. Frank de Boer earlier, but perhaps Johnson had a chance, and then Danny Blind, last gasp chance there, diving in and blocking the strike. But that's better from Sunderland. If Quinn had left it there, he'd have player right behind him. But watch this for a good challenge from Danny Blind.
Johnston, number 12, Michael Bridges. Quinn on his own in the box. Clark was racing in to get there. Bridges has Williams outside him, but he's looking for Niall Quinn! Good save by the goalkeeper to tip it away.
Yeah, he's just tried to look it over the keeper, Van der Sar, and he's disgusted with his defenders, but Niall Quinn was crying out for it. Give me it, I'm on the far post. And he just tries to lob it over the keeper. Beautifully flighted ball. Quinn gets to the back. Alex raised the man just after the keeper. Very unlucky.
These Sunderland players absolutely desperate to respond to the thirst that they can feel from the crowd for a goal, and a goal in the home side's favour.
Well, there's another chance for Quinn now, because this is a free kick in a dangerous area. All he's praying for is a good quality delivery, saying, oh, I nearly opened the score in there. The Van der Sar is a big goalkeeper, and now Quinn tried the looping header, but here's another chance.
Free kick taken by Clark. Skimming harmlessly away from Melville. And Scottish League football coming up for you this weekend on Sky Sports 1 as Celtic begin their campaign against Hibernian. That's on Sunday at 12 noon, followed by the Charity Shield from Wembley. Manchester United, the league winners, against FA Cup winners Chelsea. That's from 2:30. And then on Monday, Rangers begin their campaign for 10 league championships in a row against Hearts. That's Monday, 7:30 on Sky Sports 1. Johnston, Alex Ray, Byrne, Chris Byrne, could he be the man? Saved by the foot of Van der Sar.
Now that is a good stop with the right foot. That is a cracking stop from Van der Sar. Stuck his right leg out at the foot of the post, and Byrne almost made it 1-0 for Sunderland. Good touch, a little bit wide on the left foot, but good stop.
What a fairy tale that would have been if Chris Byrne, the man who was playing non-league football last season, scored in the opening match at this spanking brand new stadium.
Good little spell for Sunderland now. Ajax with all the possession, you mentioned it earlier, Rob, would it bring them a goal? But the answer is not yet. Sunderland now growing in heart.
Van der Sar has been called upon to make one or two good saves in this second half, notably from Quinn and from Byrne. Clark's free kick, headed clear to Johnston. This is Darren Williams. Johnston staying out wide with him, Clark available. And the pressure from Roycer pays off. And now Sunderland in real danger with 3 up for Ajax, but Roycer offside.
Yeah, they were outnumbered there. Roycer's looking at the linesman saying, are you sure? But fractionally offside, I think. 3 against 2, he just strays off there, surely a yard offside.
Bridges, Clark. Ajax were pushing up, Byrne was pushing forward. Van der Sar very cool in dealing with those back passes. Goalkeeper of international quality though, Edwin Van der Sar. 6 years now he's been at Ajax.
Yeah, he was a little bit unhappy there, because Byrne found himself all alone on the far left. Very unlucky.
Ray. Johnston.
Good spirit from Sunderland, Rob. They're under the cosh for many periods of the game, but now suddenly saying, hey, come on boys, we can win this. It's a good workout as well, because Ajax have made them work with the possession.
Sunderland have dug in hard. They've got a pre-season friendly against Carlisle to come before their opening league fixture live on Sky against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. And talk that there may still be more signings to come. Jody Craddock signed today. There's been a lot of talk about Peter Reid being interested in Paolo Di Canio. This is Laudrup. Can he go all the way? Michael Laudrup! Well, not enough on the finish and wide of the mark anyway.
Tell you what, that was almost, I think, a touch of genius. Laudrup there, instead thinking about blasting the ball, comes right across Melville here in Ord. Look, and then he just suddenly decides to dink it to the near post, the far post, I should say. And had that gone in, that would have been sheer quality. Many players might have just blasted out with the right foot. He realised he was at an angle and tried to just steer it to the far post.
Here's Roycer. Now Blind has come forward from the back, and here's another opening for Laudrup, taking on Williams, wide of him, wide of the goal with a shot.
Well, I must admit, Rob, I was expecting to see the old net bulge there, because Laudrup's got a lovely little shimmy of his hip. His brother Brian at Rangers the same, and Blind picks him out lovely. Maybe the first touch is not great on his left foot, but suddenly throws a little dummy, bang, goes for power, and off target at the near post.
And there goes the full-time whistle, so no goals at all in the first match to be staged at the Sunderland Stadium of Light. A memorable atmosphere produced by a capacity crowd who really did everything they could to spur Sunderland on to victory, but it was not to be. Despite their efforts in the second half, Niall Quinn, one of two players who produced saves from Edwin van der Sar in the Ajax goal. He was in good form when called upon, not only denying Quinn, but also the youngster Chris Byrne, who looked for a fairy tale introduction in his first home appearance, but it was not to be, as his shot was denied by the goalkeeper's leg. So the supporters have enjoyed their night out, but they haven't seen a goal here in the first game at this brand new arena. An arena that it seems will contain electric atmospheres for all the top games that they're staging here in the Nationwide League this season. But the first game that they've staged here has ended in a goalless draw. Sunderland 0, Ajax 0.
Well then, Darren, what are your first impressions of the stadium?
I mean, I said earlier on, I said, you know, you go to places like Old Trafford last year and wish you had a stadium like this. I mean, you look at it here, I mean, you know, it's on par with the likes of Man U and that. And you come in, it's a great feeling with the atmosphere, the fans and that. I mean, we just want to give them something back this year.
They used to talk about the Roker Roar, but this lot made a bit of sound, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, the Roker Roar, I mean, obviously it still carries on in here. I mean, obviously with the situation of the ground, it's going to be a lot louder. And obviously more fans, you know, they're just brilliant.
It seems to me the whole city's behind it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we didn't expect so many. With us going down last season was a big disappointment. But obviously they've turned up and they've showed us, you know, that they're behind us again this season. Hopefully we do something for them.
Has that helped ease the pain of last season?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I think you've got to forget about it. You know, the season's nearly there now. I mean, we're nearly into it, so I think we've got to look forward to this season and hopefully do our best.
Are you confident of bouncing straight back?
Yeah, I mean, we're confident, you know, I mean, we've been training hard in pre-season. You know, we've got a game left now and against Carlisle, which, you know, is one off the Sheffield United game, and hopefully, you know, we can get up there and, you know, do our best.
Well, it's all gone quiet, Darren, which is just as well, because we can now give you the Man of the Match award. Alan Brazil gave you that.
Brilliant. Cheers, Alan.
Well, I thought it was a fabulous atmosphere, and what pleased me to see so many kids here. I mean, it was a real family atmosphere, and to be fair, I'm glad we had a team like Ajax to grace it, because they're I didn't half enjoy watching them.
In some respects, are you glad to have got this one out of the way?
Well, it's a dress rehearsal like for the start of the league, but I think it was a nice occasion. You know, there was a lot of people dancing when Status Quo was on, there was pop groups on. I just thought the whole atmosphere in general was really warm, and I certainly enjoyed it.
Now, there's still work going on. I believe you've got 3 officers. Have you found any of them yet?
Who's been telling you all my secrets? Right, well, it's that big. I think I can't find my way around. I mean, I watched the game in the director's box. It took me half an hour to get down to the pitch, but I think we're lying out them problems, and I think I'll be able to find my officers. From
a footballing point of view, what did you make of it?
Well, you're talking about one of the best teams in Europe. I mean, the movement and the passing.
They weren't bad either, were they?
Not bad, you should have been on tonight, you all right? Their movements and passing was a real joy to watch, and it was a great fitness game to my players. And to be fair, I think we'll have learned something today. I mean, that's a high level, that, and I certainly enjoyed the game.
So not quite the result that Sunderland were hoping for, creditable enough nonetheless, and there can be few complaints about the new surroundings. 42,000 people will vouch for that after a wonderful night of entertainment. Roker Park will never be forgotten, but the Stadium of Light is up and running. The plan now is to ensure that it's the home of a Premiership team this time next year. We shall see. Sunderland begin their nationwide league campaign at Sheffield United at the end of next week. Coming up this weekend, though, the start of the Scottish League season, and we have live coverage of Hibernian against Celtic from Easter Road. That's on Sky Sports 1 at 12 o'clock. And then at 2:30 from Wembley, the Charity Shield, Manchester United against Chelsea, exclusively live, also on Sky Sports 1. And on Monday at 7:30, it's Rangers against Hearts from Ibrox, also on Sky Sports 1. But for now, from the Stadium of Light on Wearside, it's goodbye.
With